Okay, so this is session 3 of the Wretched. Session 2 saw me roll a 6, so you can still see it there on the screen, which kind of messed up my day a bit as well for the last survivor, flight engineer Boise. It messed up his day, which then led to a really interesting video log that I've posted on YouTube, and then will be in the playlist and down below in the description. So, as always, and it also led to a few holes in the ship represented by the Jenga tower. Let's move that out of the way. So we begin the session by rolling the dice, making my Jenga tower. 6 again! So that means I've got to draw 6 cards. That's 6 things I've got to deal with, bringing me closer to potentially the alien, the intruder getting me, potentially the ship blowing up or being destroyed, but also potentially perhaps being rescued. So let's draw 6 cards. First of all, let's give them a shuffle, if I remember how to do that. It's not that. Ah! Definitely need to shuffle them now, I've seen that. Come on, I thought it was. Oh no, it's because you don't need to pick them up. You press R, but don't pick them up. Right, good old shuffle. And then let's draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So let's see what we get. First one. Flip. Look at these faces that keep coming out. What is going on? You've just seen me shuffle it. This is... At least they're not kings. I believe kings are really bad news. If you get all 4 kings, then it's pretty much game over, I think. Right, Queen of Hearts. Let's have a look. Let's zoom in a bit. We don't. Queen of Hearts. The door lock system fails while you're in the bridge, and you have to spend a few hours forcing the doors open so you can get out. Pull from the tower. Now what would be really interesting for the video log is why I want to get out. It's probably got to do with the Winchester, hasn't it? Or maybe I'm flogging that horse too much about going to the Winchester pub on the ship. Or why is it horrible to be stuck in there for so long? No toilet, maybe the simple bare necessities of life, or there's no food, no water. Maybe the air conditioning's on the fritz again, and it's unbearable in there. That might be quite interesting, actually, having a crowbar your way out, get the doors working while it's steaming hot, or maybe even snowing. That could be quite amusing inside there. Yeah, I like that idea. And then I've got to draw from the tower. Ugh. I don't like the feel of that one. I'm a proper cheat, aren't I? I don't think if you're playing, can't take from the top. That's really cheating. That doesn't want to come out. I don't like the feel of that. Can only use one hand, I think, are the rules. Oh, look at that. That wants to come out. Chicken's way out. Picked a really loose one. Pop that on the top. Now the problem is, and I didn't think about this when I started doing these videos, is that this is on my desk. You see my keyboard and stuff. So this is where I work. So I do have to shove this out of the way. So I might have to come up with a different plan, because as this gets more delicate, moving it out of the way is probably going to be impossible. So I need to rethink that. Right, next card. Come on. There we go. I think you just need to be more energetic. That must be all the queens that must have been out now. If that was kings, that'd be game over right now. Queen of Diamonds. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I'm shuffling the deck. Queen of Diamonds. You spend a day taking the engine apart completely and putting it back together in an attempt to fix it, but you're not sure exactly how to do that, and you suspect that you may have caused more damage than you have fixed. So I think in a previous video I'd alluded that Flight Engineer Boys has actually written some of these manuals, so it might be it will be very frustrating for him and kind of allude to his state of mind that I think he's quite a good engineer, but it might allude to his state of mind that he's taken these parts apart and he just can't figure out how to get them back together again. How frustrating and potentially scary that might be. Or another idea that sprung to mind is sabotage. It's his own fault, but his mind is maybe so far gone or going that way that he can't think straight, can't think that way, and he thinks someone's out to get him, and it's sabotage. It's the intruder. I like that. It's the intruder that's done this. The intruder must have done something to make the engine parts not go back together again. Pull from the tower. Do not replace this block at the top of the tower. Remove it from the game instead. God, I'm gonna have to take another one out of here. There's no way I'm gonna move this across the desk now. Sorry, I'm cheating using 2 hands. Ugh, look at that. Okay. Right. Well, there's the 2 that I'm supposed to keep out now. So put that under discard pile. Actually, I'm just going to have to quickly look at what the Ace of Clubs was. Why have I still got that out? While rummaging through the crew quarters, you found a tool you've been in need of. What is it? The next time you are told to pull from the tower, you may choose not to. That's why that's there. Well, I think I'll still keep that one in the bank, actually. Flip that. 6 of clubs. Here we go. 6 of club. Which member of the crew jumped into harm's way to try and protect the others? And how much time did they buy you all? My apprentice, I think. I was going to say an officer, but then that doesn't kind of feed into the narrative that Flight Engineer Boys has got about how they're the grunts and the officers are like this cut above that doesn't have time for the grunts, doesn't invite people like Flight Engineer Boys to drinks and parties in the Winchester. So I think having his apprentice put themselves into danger and then die from it would be, I think, feed into his growing dislike and hatred for the officers. Which member of the crew jumped into harm's way to try and protect the others, and how much time did they buy you all? Yeah, I need to think about that some more. So where was it and how did it buy us time? Did my apprentice, was he armed with something? Maybe we were welding or something like that at the time, and he used that to distract, or jerry-rigged it like Sigourney Weaver in Alien and used it as a flamethrower. I'll have a think about that one. Looks like I don't have to draw from the tower, which is good. Just flip this. Look at all these faces that are coming out. Ace of Hearts. After days of trying, you have finally managed to repair your distress beacon and activate it. Pull from the tower. Do not discard this card. Instead, put it to one side and place 10 tokens on it. At the end of each day, after recording your log, roll your die. On a result of 6, remove a token from the card. If you successfully remove all the tokens, someone responds to your beacon. Make a final pull from the tower. If the tower stands, you are rescued and the game ends. Record one more audio log as you watch them destroy the creature and dock with your ship. If the tower falls, they arrive too late to stop you. To stop your ship falling apart in the black. You are dead and the game is over. So that's good news. So just read that again. Put it to one side. So I pull from the tower. And what I'll do is, I think you're supposed to put the 10 tokens on this block. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the heart ace. Oh God, that don't want to come out. Oh no, look what have I done to myself here. Look how wobbly this is. I think this might fall. I'm stuck. How am I going to move this now? That was really wobbly. No, it's okay. How am I going to move that? I'm going to have to work around this for the next, don't know how many days. So, let's put these tokens. In fact, can I grab them all? Nah, something like that. We'll move them over. So, put them all there. Grab my dice. This one, behave yourself. Drop that there. Something like that. All the dead crewmates. So you roll a dice. Instead, put it to one side and place 10 tokens on it. Done that. At the end of each day, after recording your log, roll your die. On a result of 6, remove a token from the card. Oh yeah, so you do put them on the card. Okay. So, fingers crossed, we get rescued. At least that card's out now. So that's the first bit of good news, I think, for a while. 10 of hearts. 10 of hearts. The life support system keeps making an unhealthy grinding noise and you don't know what the problem is. What will you do if it fails? What will I do if it fails? It's going to have to be to the life pod, isn't it? I guess. Unless I do some kind of Matt Damon when he's stuck on Mars. Planting things. I ain't got much time for that. The life support is on the blink. Life pod, I guess, is the first thing that I could think of. Yeah, it's going to have to be that. Is this the last one? Yep. 7 of hearts. Call the hearts coming out today. Let's have a look. 7 of hearts. You had to climb up into a narrow crawl space to fix some faulty lighting. What was it like? Squeezed in there between the cables and the hull of the ship. Pull from the tower. What was it like there? Well, he's been up there before, hasn't he? But maybe this is even tighter because he was up there inspecting his height. Oh, that's coming out okay. What if this falls? Oh. Yeah, he was inspecting his food store, wasn't he? One of his hiding places that had started to go mouldy. But maybe that wasn't. He wouldn't pick a tight one. So this is a different air duct, giving him access to the lights to fix it. It's really, really small and exposed almost to the outside. Perhaps you can hear the intruder crawling out there, bagging on, trying to get out. Flight engineer boys. Right. That's the last one. So a few things to do there for my video log, but some good news. We've got the antenna fixed and there's now a way out of this situation. So I am going to stop it there. Getting good.